Alrighty, so for our first guest speaker today, we will be having Blaine Calkins. Blaine was first elected as the Member of Parliament for the constituency of Wetaskiwin in 2006, and ever since he's been quite involved in politics as well as many other initiatives. Currently, he sits on the Standing Committee of Natural Resources and was chosen to chair the Alberta caucus following his re-election in 2011. So Blaine is also the chair of the Canada-Poland Parliamentary Friendship Group and an executive member of both the NATO Parliamentary Association and the Inter-Parliamentary Union. So to my understanding, Blaine will be speaking to us today about a certain exchange program that exists between Canada and Poland. And to some extent, I can relate because just last week, I just got back from a work exchange program that exists between Alberta and Quebec, and I got the chance to work in Montreal for 3 months, which was a really cool experience. So yeah, this is kind of similar. I'm sure Blaine will explain his program better, and welcome.
So my presentation was emailed to my iPad, which did some funny things to it. I forwarded it on, so it's going to look a little bit flaky, but I think you're going to get the gist of it, and I'll explain the rest as we go through. I'm here to talk about the Canada-Poland Youth Internship Program. Currently, in the Parliament of Canada, we have a number of internships, but they're all unilateral. And by unilateral, I mean it's just people coming to the Canadian Parliament. There is no mechanism in the Canadian parliamentary system for a bilateral exchange. We do not have any mandate from Parliament itself or the Senate. We don't have any organization in the administration of our House of Commons or the Senate of Canada to actually facilitate a bilateral internship exchange. Right now, when interns come and work on Parliament Hill, whether they're part of the Canada-Israel or the internship, there's a Ukraine internship, there's various political party internships, there's ones from Trinity Western College and so on. All of those internships simply come to work in the Parliament of Canada. So a few years earlier, prior to when I was first elected as chair of the Canada-Poland Parliamentary Friendship Group, which is about 40 MPs and senators in the Parliament of Canada, I was approached by Władysław Lizon when he was the head of the Canadian-Polish Congress. And he said, Blaine, I want to start up a similar program in the Canadian Parliament for young Polish people, so we took a few interns in and tried it out, and it seemed to be fairly successful. But I thought to myself, I said, why would we just have young Canadians come work in the Canadian Parliament? Why don't we do something a little bigger and a little bolder and create the first bilateral internship program? And that's what I'm here to talk to you about today, and that's why this society is so important. The notion of a bilateral is something that I'm working very hard to sell in the Canadian Parliament right now. It's what we're doing, and what we've got is an agreement in principle with the Parliament of Poland. Now, the Polish Sejm actually has these agreements already within the European Union. They have exchanges with Germany and other countries where they'll take interns into the Polish Sejm, and other young Poles will work in these other parliaments. So that's what we're doing, and we've been very successful so far in getting off the ground. As a matter of fact, I'm very pleased to say that this September we will have 2 young people from Poland coming to Canada to work in the Parliament of Canada in a 3-month internship program. We've modeled our program to mimic that of what Poland basically has so that we can have some reciprocity. While there's no formal agreement between the parliaments because no mechanism exists in the Canadian Parliament to do so, and I encourage you to call all of your MPs and get them to come on side with my line of thinking, because we should be doing this. So what we do is we're looking for opportunities for young Canadians to go work in the Polish Parliament as well. And I believe that opportunity for this year has gone past, but I'm hopeful that that opportunity will be extended again in the future. So what we're looking for is young people from Poland who speak are either fluent in English or French. They have to take advantage of one of the initiatives that our government has come into place. When we were first elected in 2006, I'm a conservative, so I'm part of the governing caucus. When we were first elected, there was a number of outstanding issues between Canada and Poland. So, for example, the visitors from Poland required a visa in spite of the fact that young people from Canada did not require a visa to go visit Poland, so we corrected that. We created a youth mobility agreement, which allows a number of young people from Poland to come and either work or go to school or just come and enjoy themselves through a various number of programs, just come over to Canada, and of course that exists, that's a bilateral agreement. So I thought, you know, if we have these youth mobility agreements, and of course I've got young children in my family who are part Polish. I'm married to a Polish immigrant to Canada. Unfortunately she couldn't be here. She's in Edmonton with her family this weekend. But I thought to myself, what is going to be my mark? What am I going to leave behind for my children? What am I going to leave behind for this Polish heritage, this Polish culture that I married into and came to lovingly embrace? And so that was the initiative that got me here. And so now we're at this breaking point. It's a very exciting opportunity. And we've raised, Tony, what have we raised now? We've raised we got about $20,000 either committed or already raised or in the bank. So we're doing very well. So we got these two young people coming from Poland. We've done the interview process. We've actually got people in the Parliament of Canada ready and willing to hire them. And we're simply going through and working through the details in our first initial pilot project to get them over here. And it's a very exciting time. So they'll be arriving in Ottawa this September, and we're certainly looking forward to having them come here. Now, it's been a while. It's been a while in the making. I was in Windsor at Quo Vadis, I think a couple of years ago, and I think at that point in time we were still talking about this as an initiative at that particular point in time. So we've come a long way in the last couple of years. It's being spearheaded by our internship society. We needed the society in order to have some partnership with the same. We couldn't partner with the Canadian Parliament because I would need to pass legislation or something to make that happen. That's a lengthy process. It was quicker and easier to create an internship society. So we have that agreement in place now, in principle, with the Polish Sejm, and we've got a number of people like Tony Mushinski, we've got Ludwik Klimkowski, Danuta Tardif, we've got Jessica Bukta, we've got a number of people from all across Canada. I traveled across the country several years ago soliciting support from various members of various communities. We're backed well by the Canadian Polish Congress. We've got excellent support from Ambassador Zenek Koszyniak-Kamysz, and before him Ambassador Ogrodziński as well. So we're doing good things and continuing to get the message out. So the reason I'm here today is to let you know, because unfortunately we had an opportunity, and for whatever reason we missed that opportunity this year. Young Canadians could be working this year in the Polish Parliament. So I need you to spread the word, get the word out there, and the things that I need your help on. One, we need to start using this bilateral exchange. A bilateral exchange means that young people from Poland get to come, but it also means young people from Canada get to go to Poland and work in the Polish Parliament, work in the Polish Sejm. So is there anybody here that would be interested in such a thing? You would have applied had you known, right? That's right. So we need to do a better job of communicating that, and that's what I'm here today to do. The Polish Parliament's been very good. It's confirmed its commitment to establish this exchange. The nice thing about the Polish Parliament is that they actually have the system already up and working, places to stay. They've got a formal internship program. We're still we're flying by the seat of our pants still a little bit, Tony, a little bit, but we got it under control. Hopefully these guys will. We got some nice cardboard boxes for these young Poles. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. And the same, like I said, the Polish Sejm. I think it is closed now, but it'll reopen again for their program, and I am not going to try and. I've learned. Should I try a little bit of Polish? Would you guys like me to try a little bit of Polish? Okay, ja nie mówię po polsku. There, that's it. But I understand it well because I get yelled at it. No, I'm just kidding. I actually traveled to Poland in 2009 for my second time, and has anybody here ever used Rosetta Stone? So I got Polish in Rosetta Stone. You know you've made it in the language world when your language is offered in Rosetta Stone. And so I fly to Ottawa about 30 times a week from Edmonton. So I was probably the dorkiest looking guy on the airplane. So here I am sitting in my seat talking Polish to myself, learning Polish through Rosetta Stone. I was much better in 2009 than I am now. But the reason I wanted to learn Polish is every time I would go out with my wife to her Polish family, they were always talking Polish around me, and I was convinced in my mind they were talking about me. I just wanted to secretly learn what they were saying, so I can actually understand quite a bit of Polish when I'm listening to it, and to my disappointment, weren't talking about me at all. But I was over there in 2009, met with the members of the Poland-Canada Friendship Group, and have maintained strong relationships with them ever since. And of course, they're very excited about this opportunity as well. So for the future, we're going to launch our pilot project this September 2012. Like I say, we've identified, we've had a number of applicants come from Poland. We've gone through the screening process. We've narrowed it down. We've made offers to 2 people who have accepted. We've got 2 employers, 2 spots ready. They'll be working directly in members of parliaments or ministers' offices in Ottawa. The job that we need to do now is to continue to raise that awareness, to make you aware that the program is now basically up and running. We're launched. We're gonna do some media on this when we get more official, when these young folks arrive from Poland. What I need from you to continue to generate that interest. And these internships do cost a bit of money. Because we don't have anything formal in the Parliament of Canada at this point in time, everything that we offer these young Poles who are coming over is being paid for by the Polish taxpayer for the Canadians that go there. So we have to raise the money here ourselves within our community in order to have that reciprocity. And it takes about $5,000 per intern to make this happen. So we're going to need about, in order to do 4 or 5 interns a year, we're going to need $25,000 a year to raise funds. It gets a lot easier when everybody chips in a little bit, right? That seems like a lot of money, but it's actually not a lot when you have many hands doing a little bit of work. So if you know anybody in the community that I should be talking to, in your communities that I should be aware of, that might be interested in helping out, certainly get that information to me, and I'll do everything I can in my capacity to outreach and see if they're willing to support this program. We're going to communicate the success that we have. We're going to monitor and have updates from these young people that are over here in their first internship, and do the best that we can to communicate that not only to the business community, because the goal at the end is not just to have an exchange program between the 2 parliaments. This could grow, and my vision is to have it grow not only from a political opportunity, but also for the not-for-profit sectors and also the business communities, whether it's co-ops, whether it's medical placements, whether it's getting various universities partnered between Canada and Poland as well, so that we can start offering these experiences in a more open, transparent, and broad fashion. Not everybody's interested in politics. I understand that. Sometimes I wonder if I'm still interested. No, I'm just kidding. So the whole notion is, though, to expand this opportunity, to make sure that the young people do have that opportunity. Because I think the future is bright between Poland and Canada. I think, you know, without getting too getting on a stump speech here, I mean, Canada is doing relatively well when you take a look at the Western democracies of the world financially, and from a democratic perspective. I think Poland is a tiger in the weeds waiting to emerge as a major power and a major player within the European Union with their accession into the Eurozone here, their currency conversion. Poland is the only country, I think, in Europe that's actually, through the last recession, or through this most recent recession, that's had positive GDP growth and has had the least impact on, I think, on their employment rate. So it's been a pretty positive sign, and you know, I know firsthand the hard work and dedication of the family that I married into. They came here with virtually nothing, and they're all very successful. Polish people are smart, hardworking, industrious people, and there's a great opportunity for that relationship to blossom even further. Canada is going to be looking for support of countries like Poland when it comes to the European Free Trade Agreement and so on. So these are the kinds of opportunities that we have. Poland is currently exploring its options, and this is very exciting to me as an Albertan. When it comes to there's a major shale gas play in Poland right now. It would result in a lot of energy independence for Poland. And am I stealing your speech, Ambassador? I'm sorry. Maybe I'll just okay. All right. I'll just move on. But what I would really like to do is just to let you know that basically from 2 years ago, where we were talking about this from a conceptual perspective with folks like Tony and the rest of the support that I've received, we've got an official society. We're registered. We have the ability to collect donations and issue charitable tax receipts, and we're started. We got young people coming from Poland to Canada to work in the Canadian Parliament, and soon young folks just like yourselves from Canada here will have every opportunity to apply and go work in an internship in the Polish Parliament. And I think that's good news. It is historic in the sense that this will be the very first bilateral exchange or internship program that Canada's Parliament has ever been engaged in And I'm just doing everything I can to assure its success and make sure that there's a bright future and opportunity, not only for my kids who have a great Canadian and Polish heritage, but for all of you in the room that have that same heritage. So thank you very much for your time. If you have any questions, I'll be sticking around. I do have some other commitments. I'll be running off at around 3 o'clock from here, but certainly you can get a hold of Tony if you need to, if you want some more information. And thank you for your time and attention.